You're
I need you to elaborate on what on. I missed the clip that you were talking about.
all right. Let me play the clip again.
All right.
You in bed?
Almost. Damn near.
Okay. Let me play the
Let's hear
clip
it.
again. Put a green screen up, Akira, please.
God, dog, Noble.
Anyway, let me play this audio while you picking a picture to put up for a green screen.
I'm gonna say it because men can't. More often than not, women will argue with their emotions so that they're always right. Not all the time, but more often than not, women will argue with their feelings so that they're always right. Because no matter what, your feelings are valid. Period. That's the full sentence. But now, if we're having a conversation, I tell you you weren't supposed to feel that way, even if I didn't mean to make you feel that way. If I tell you that your feelings are dumb, now I'm gaslighting you. But the only person that could validate those feelings is you, and I have to accept how you feel. Period. But then if I try and introduce logic to the situation, then I'm missing the point. Okay. As a man, if you try and argue your feelings, then you're a bitch. Okay. So now there's no conversation to be had. It's just you made me feel this way, apologize, and let's get over it. But I didn't get to get off nothing about how I felt or how I feel about the situation or what I thought. And this is coming from a woman that processes her emotions and feelings in private and argues with logic and unbiased worldview opinions in public. So I'm just trying to figure out when do y'all accept or try and hear the other point of view? That's all I want to know. I'm just curious.
Kira, you know you can use it. You know you can use green screens as when you a guest now, right?
I don't want to use it.
All right, bet. So what you want to discuss first? You want to discuss what she had to say? Because I have some questions pertaining to what she had to say, or do you want to discuss what my friend Paris had to say first?
Let's discuss the question that you have.
Okay, bet. So the questions that I have are pertaining to this audio that I just played. So the first question is she speaking facts or fiction?
Mm, Depending on the circumstances. I'm gonna say that.
Okay, elaborate.
Well, first of all, every woman don't feel like that.
Right.
Every woman don't feel the way that she feel. Cause some men know how to communicate. Some men know how to elaborate on their feelings, and they say what they mean and mean what they say. So I can't categorize every man, um, and put them in the category of what she's speaking about. So as far as what's the other question you asked me?
Okay. I'll go to the next one. So do you think most women argue their feelings over logic majority of the time?
Yeah.
You being a woman yourself, and just a woman in your family, woman that your girlfriends, woman that you've been around in your life, and not even just between men and women, just in general. Do you feel women argue their feelings over actual logic most of the time?
Yeah. I'm a woman. I do that all the time. To be real, the whole point of a lot of women, what they don't understand is when we argue, like, well, I'm gonna speak for me. Let me talk
Right.
about. I When I argue off of logic simply because I always think about the bigger picture. Some men only think about the now and what's happening in the moment. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm always thinking about like the bigger picture and what's coming ahead and all of those things. So I my arguments be based off of what the repercussions in the long run. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't be caring about what because the now is only temporary. Shit, today almost over with. So what am I arguing about now for? Let's talk about the longevity. That's what I want to talk about. Let's talk about the you know what I'm saying, the repercussions that's gonna come, you know what I'm saying, later on. That's what I want to talk about. That's why I argue. I don't know about nobody else, but me, oh yeah, that's what we arguing about.
Okay. So Kira, these days, um, a lot of women say that men that shell their emotions are displaying toxic masculinity. So, at one point in time, like when you and I were growing up, if a man was being emotional and things of that nature, like the woman said in the video, he was seen as a bitch. He was seen as soft. He was seen as pussy. All those things. But nowadays, you have women saying that, like, if a man is, not being as emotionally vulnerable, then he's displaying toxic masculinity. So my question to you is, as a woman, do you think that a lot of women, despite them saying that, men that shell their emotions are, displaying toxic masculinity, do you think a lot of women actually want a man to be very open and emotionally vulnerable with them?
Yeah.
To an extent, or just full on out, like, do you really want a man that, like, every day he coming home from work, he got something to talk about, he just
No. First of all, no. I don't want a man to do that every day, but I want him to be able to understand how to create a balance. Like, understand that at the very end of the day, I want you to be vulnerable. I want you to be emotional, but every day, no. Mm-mm. That ain't no. I can't be around a man that always express themselves every day, every second of the day. At a certain amount of time, it's gonna sound like they're whining. Just like they say about women, we nag all the time. If we always got something, if we always bring up something every day, guess what? It's called nagging to them.
right,
So we can't do it every day either. I'm just
but
being honest.
right, but like, as a man, like, when things get tough, when things get tough in life, I don't think a lot of women really want a man that's, is gonna have his head down with her, that's gonna be crying with her, that's gonna be being all sad and emotional with her.
Mm.
So when I hear these women talking about, oh, we really want men to be more emotional and, open up to us and things of that nature, I don't necessarily believe that. And look, I'm not a
I
woman.
don't either.
Right. I'm not a woman, but I don't necessarily believe that. I'm not buying that. I don't think if someone in their family passed, if their friend passed, I think there's certain things that a woman will understand a man like being very emotional over. But I
Mm.
don't think I don't think women really want just men to just be all openly emotionally vulnerable with them all the time. Like, absolutely not.
No, absolutely. We ain't even go say yeah, because we know that's a lie. We know that's a lie. At the end of the day, nobody, no woman can sit up here and say, "Yeah, I want my man to be emotional with me every day." And if she do this, all cap. You capping because you don't want no man that's gonna be emotional with you every day. Every time he come home from work, it's something happening. Every you don't know that means he don't know how to control his emotions. If he come home to you every day and complain about his day, that means he don't know how to control his emotions. I'm just gonna be real with you. Because if you're affected by everything, any small thing or whatever you go through throughout the day, if you're affected by it every day, that means I can't. How can I trust you um to not be emotional when it comes down to the things that we have going on in our relationship? I can't, because everything's gonna affect you.
Right.
So I mean, come on now. Let's just be real. That's just what it is. How can you have the emotional capacity to withhold a relationship if you cannot do it on a daily basis? It don't work like that. And that's the most craziest thing. If somebody say, "Yeah, I agree. I want a man that knows how to be emotional every day." No, you don't. Stop lying. Stop lying. No.
Right. So my last question pertaining to this audio is, do you think a lot of women try to weaponize their emotions in an attempt to be right when they're having a back and forth with a man? So, you know, like the woman said in the audio, um, a lot of women will, they'll express how they feel. And
Mhm.
when a man will say, well, I understand you feel like that, but I didn't mean such and such like that. It wasn't, you shouldn't have taken it like that. That wasn't my intentions. Or, there's oftentimes where a woman may feel a way, but the way you feel is not negating the facts of the situation. And they try, but then when you say stuff like that, they try to say like you gaslighting them, or try to weaponize their tears. So my question is, do you think women try to weaponize their emotions in an attempt to be right a lot of times?
A lot of women weaponize a lot of things, not just their emotions, but even that narcissism word. They weaponize that too. Because a lot of people want to be woke. Let's just be real. A lot of women want to be woke, and a lot of women want to be, you know what I'm saying, so politically correct. But let's be honest. Like, we all know that we are emotional creatures, right?
Right.
So if I'm an emotional creature, then a man is going to he some men don't know how to control the things that they say. And I'm not saying don't allow them to disrespect you, but some men they just the way that they come off with things. But a lot of women are very sensitive to the fact because they know at the end of the day their excuse is going to be, I'm an emotional creature.
Right.
You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And you cannot do that. At the very end of the day, let's like it has to be, like I said, some type of balance there. Because if we're always having a conversation and every time you say something to me, I'm always on defense mode or I'm always in my emotions, then that means we're not going to have any effective communication. You feel what I'm saying? Our communication is not going to be effective at that point, because how can you come and say something to me as your woman if I'm always talking about me being emotional? We cannot have that grown up conversation. If I can't put my big girl drawers on and say, babe, let's sit down and have this conversation. I need to have a conversation with you. And if he can't tell his point of view without you being in your emotions, then the conversation gonna be null and void. What is there to talk about? What is there to talk about? You feel what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't understand that because everybody, like I said, always want to be right, because society has tainted the image of a woman always being in control when it comes down to the emotions in a relationship. That's just the God honest truth.
Ladies, how y'all feel about what she just said? Is that true or is that false, ladies? Ouch.
I'm just saying. And the reason that I'm speaking like that is because I was one of those women. But a lot of women don't understand that they weaponize emotional and you know what I'm saying, emotional intelligence, but they also are narcissists themselves. A lot of women don't like to have that conversation because they feel like, oh well, I'm an emotional creature, I'm an emotional being. Yeah, but you're also a grand manipulator as well, because you use your emotions as an excuse to act the way that you act, because society has said that you have been, or you are, you know what I'm saying, a emotional creature. You feel what I'm saying? But a lot of women don't like to have that conversation because a lot of people like to be like, oh well, she's a pick me, and it ain't even about that. Let's have the grown up conversations that a lot of people like to steer away from. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just gonna be real. You called me up here to be real, right? That's what I'm gonna do.
I did. And okay. So let me read, ladies and gentlemen, let me read what my friend Paris had to say. I'm very interested to hear what Akira has to say about this. So let me read what my friend had to say, okay? So first one reads, niggas be bragging about buying their mom a house, and being a homeowner is definitely an accomplishment, but your mother is not your responsibility. If anything, that says a lot about her lack thereof in you having to do for her what a man couldn't or didn't do. And we proceed. Your mother is not your responsibility, so accomplishing shit and giving her the reward is really just continuing the cycle. Your mama needs to know you are her child and you don't owe her shit, and anything you do for her is out of love, not a requirement.
Mm.
We continue. You bought your mom a house, but your baby mama's still renting, and you ain't got a place that you own. Real loser shit. Your mother will be fine. Learn to leave the nest, nigga. And we continue.
Oh, oh, it keep going.
Your mama having you in poverty says a lot about her deductive reasoning. She made sacrifices as a parent because she was supposed to. You don't owe people that. That was her responsibility. No child asked to be here. And the last thing she had to say is, I don't expect niggas who been their mama everything from day one to agree with me. Y'all still attached to the nipple. We get it. I'm still standing on your mama is not your responsibility, despite how much you want to show her gratitude. Akira, how do you feel about, what she had? What she had? How do you feel about, showing gratitude, a child showing gratitude to their parent, especially their mother, and just everything that she had to say within that? How do you feel? What do you think about it?
Um, her whole logic is trash. Cause it sounds like me you just hurt. To be real, cause it shouldn't be no reason. Cause the way that I see things is if a man treats his mother correctly and he loves his mother and he goes over and beyond to make sure that his mother is straight. What do you think that he's gonna do to his wife? You feel what I'm saying? So why would that be a problem with you? It sounds like to me that the men in your life has put you last and you have finally got tired of it. So now you are bashing men when it comes down to them catering to their mother. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta and a lot of people don't understand at the very end of the day, it might sound like she got some sense, but she's a bird brain. Because
Mm.
why are you affected by something that a man does for his mom? He's actually if his mom is not the first person or the first woman that he honor in his life, what makes you think he's gonna honor you as a wife? I'm just being real. What make you think he's gonna honor you as a wife? But a lot of people don't like to have those conversations because a lot of people like to be politically correct all the time. Like it's really crazy and it's really dumb. She said, I don't expect for blank
Yeah.
to
She said,
be in their mama everything from day one to agree with me. Y'all still attached to the nipple. We get it. I'm still standing. I'm still standing in your mama. What she say? And not your responsibility, despite how much you want to show your gratitude. A grown man showing gratitude to his mom at the end of the day is not a bad thing. But what I feel like is happening is a lot of times there is narcissistic men that are attached to their moms because their moms condone their behavior. You have moms out here that are very obsessive with their sons and they actually get a kick out of their sons dating multiple women and dragging women through the like those are the type of men that we need to have those conversations about. But men that actually show their moms true love and pure love out of respect and honor, it shouldn't be no reason that should be a problem. I don't feel like that is an issue.
let me ask you this though, Akira. Um, do you think when a man actually has a family of his own, do you
Mm.
think his mom should still be, I don't want to say a priority, but do you should his wife and kids, should his family be his number one priority? Like, should he be trying to do more for them than his mom? Like, where do you stand on that?
Absolutely. If you are a man and you building your own family, it shouldn't be no reason why you're not putting your family above your mother. Your mother birthed you to build your own family. It shouldn't be no reason why you're allowing your mother to be prioritized over the family that you built. Because if so, you're showing me how you really feel. You feel what I'm saying? I don't care. I don't care how what type of relationship you got with your mama. You can be the closest person. You can be the closest dude ever to your mama. But if you cannot honor your family that you created, how do you expect me to honor you as a wife? You feel me? Like how am I gonna honor you if you can't even honor your family that you have created, a family that has come from you? I'm just.
No, I hear that. Um, I hear that, and I 100% agree with you. But I personally think that, there are some men that they did grow up with a single mom. They may have been an only child, and they may have
I
been
get that.
coddled by their mother. And listen, I don't necessarily agree with 100% everything that Paris had to say, but I can understand her kind of saying, well, you know, I don't understand. I don't expect you men that have been your mom's everything since day one to agree with me, because listen, I do agree with Paris that there are some grown men or supposed to be grown men that are still attached, to their mom at the nipple,
Mm-hmm.
because that is literally all you've. That's literally been your everything your whole life. So
Right.
I do
Right.
think there are men that even when they do have their own family, they still attach to their mom's nipple, and they're not necessarily prioritizing their family over their mother.
Mm-hmm. Well,
And I
somebody in
think
the
that's a
comments
problem.
said that's all in well. Women put their mother over their husband. I don't know what you talk about. Let me tell you something. A lot of women nowadays deal with narcissistic mothers. So we find escapes and scapegoats in our husbands. Just to be real, a lot of women don't even have relationship with their mothers because a lot of mothers out here are jealous of their daughters. But don't nobody want to have that conversation. That conversation right there is something that can get real deep. And a lot of people they always look outside of what's going on, and you don't even have no clue as to what type of relationship a woman has with her mother. 9 times out of 10, I guarantee you, I say about 75% of the women, I'm talking about women, have no relationships with their mothers. Because a lot of mothers nowadays are narcissistic and they're jealous of their daughters. So guess what? We find peace in creating our own family. So our husbands are, like I said, our scapegoats. My bad. My
Do
bad,
you
Nova.
do you think um I personally believe in the whole mothers kind of being jealous of their daughters and competing with their daughters.
Yeah.
But in those situations, where do you think that is stemming from, Akira? Why do you think that there are mothers that are in competition with their daughters? Like, where do you think
Um,
that's stemming from?
because a lot of mothers didn't get to live their life the way that they wanted to. So a lot of times, a lot of moms look at their daughters as a reflection of them. And I'm gonna be honest, some some mothers even get jealous of their daughters being a statistic. Like some mothers get mad because you wasn't a teenage mom. Some mothers get mad because you beat the statistic of society. It's not that you did anything wrong, but it's just like she wanted you to be a reflection of her and how she lived. She wanted you to see how she went through her trials and tribulations as a teen mom and all of those things. So when you beat the statistic, it's kind of like, dang, okay, well now you doing better than me. And that's where the jealous streak come in at.
Do you think it runs that deep though for some women to the point where you damn near hating on your own child?
Absolutely. You got women out here right now that would break their daughters down if they could, or if they had the ability to. And that's what a lot of men don't understand about women. We get broken both ways from our mother and our father, and that's vice versa too. Men can get broken both ways, but it's more traumatic for a woman because sometimes we don't understand, or people don't understand, is that we try to go and have relationships with our mothers because we never had it with our fathers, and that was me. I ain't never had no relationship with my father, so I always went to my mother. So guess what? I ain't get to have a relationship that I wanted with neither one of them because my mother has been married to my dad all my life. So guess what? That was something that I didn't have. And a lot of times people don't like to have those hard conversations, but it's the truth. When you Let's be honest, Noble. I know a lot of people that have come from single parent households that have turned out great. And I have met a whole lot of people who have come from two parent households who have came out with so much emotional damage, so much mental damage, you know what I'm saying, because of the narcissistic environment. So having two parents don't mean nothing. You feel what I'm saying? Two parents mean they don't mean nothing. And that's what a lot of people don't like to talk about. A two parent household don't mean nothing. I'm just saying.
Wow. That's just interesting to me though, that like someone that like a woman that carried a child in her stomach for 9 months, a woman that gave birth to a child, that like she could harbor hate for that same
Mm-hmm.
person that she raised, that she
Mm-hmm.
reared.
Mm-hmm.
That's that's just interesting to me, yo.
Yeah, but you know what's so sad is a lot of people are starting to get woke up to it now. You know, social media has opened up a lot of resources for us to gain knowledge about these issues, and that's why I said the narcissistic word has become way more popular in the last 5 years. You feel what I'm saying? It has become way popular because a lot of people are starting to research. A lot of people are starting to get resources. We're starting to get woke up to these issues because a lot of times we feel like the household that we came from was that tough love household, and it's not always about that tough love. Like let's get into that conversation. You don't always have to love your children tough in order for them to know how to survive out here in this world. And a lot of times people feel like that's normal. People feel like you got to mentally abuse your kids or emotionally abuse your kids in order for them to be strong and courageous. No, it don't take all that. Really, what a lot of people don't understand is that you breaking the child down even more by being emotionally and mentally abusive. I told somebody the other day, I said, mental and emotional abuse is more scarring than physical. I'm gonna just be real. It takes
Hmm.
you a long time to get over some mental and emotional abuse, especially from a parent, and a parent that's still active in your life. It take a person a long time. Just saying. Physical abuse you can heal from. Hmm?
This whole mental abuse, this whole verbal abuse, this whole physical abuse. I don't know, man. I'm all in support of parents physically disciplining their children. Um, I know me personally. I got whooped when I was younger, and if I did not get whooped when I was younger, I don't know. I don't know where I would have been right now. I don't know what I would have been doing.
But let's be honest. What did whoopings do for you?
I'm about to tell you what it did for me. And this is why I personally, I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. Everybody can believe what they want to believe. I personally believe in it. As a young kid, not having the brain developed to the point where my brain is today, and just really not knowing any better. As
Mm-hmm.
a young kid, me personally, you couldn't tell me that what I did was wrong. Even, listen, all of us, whether you have nieces, nephews, whether you have little brothers, little sisters, we all, like, when you're talking to a younger child, you're not going to be talking to them like you're talking to an adult. You're going to try to talk to them in a way that they can understand. You're going to try to articulate yourself. If you're talking to a 3-year-old, you're going to try to articulate yourself like you're a 3-year-old so they can understand you better.
Right.
But even when you do that, and I can say with me personally, when I was 3, 4, 5, you couldn't tell me that, hey, what you did was wrong, and this is why it was wrong, and I not do it again. The reason that I learned the first time or the second time or maybe even the third time in some instances is because I got whooped. I knew that, hey, if I did such and such, I was going to get disciplined. I was going to get punished, and it was going to be in this way.
Mm.
So I thought about the belt. I thought about the hand. Like, and that's what prevented me personally from repeating certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this is just my beliefs, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not saying that whatever you believe in is not right. I don't think you can tell a little. I don't think there's a lot of little kids that you can articulate to them that, hey, this what you did was wrong, and this is why it was wrong. So don't do it again.
Mm.
Like, there needs to be some, even if you don't whip them, there needs to be some sort of punishment. There needs to be some sort of discipline. I forget what the Bible verse says, but it's like you spare the rod, something with the child. Like, and listen, I'm not trying to get all religious. Everybody believe in what they believe in. People don't believe in what they don't believe in. But I believe in God. And in the book, it talks about disciplining your child. So
I mean, discipline is cool, Noble. I ain't. I'm not.
spare the rod, spoil the child. Thank you. Thank you, Sunset
I'm not.
Boulevard.
I'm
Thank
not.
you,
I'm
Mr.
not
Nine.
against. I'm not against. I'm not against discipline. But discipline and physical abuse is two different things.
Right.
You actually beating your child. That is a problem. That's the problem. When you beating your child, I'm talking about where they got. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Discipline is different.
You're actually disciplining them and allowing them to understand that there's consequences when they're wrong. You feel what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Physical abuse, and a lot of times people use that word discipline as a cover up. It shouldn't be no reason why you're physically abusing your child, calling it you know what I'm saying, discipline. That's
Now,
crazy.
now, and listen, I can acknowledge that there are some adults out here that listen to all the adults. And listen, I don't have a child. Akira doesn't have a child, but to the adults in here, I think it is a problem because there are some people out here that have been abused by their parents. And when I say that,
Mm-hmm.
there are people out here that, there are adults out here that are hitting their children off of emotion. I think when you start like, hitting your child off of emotion because you dislike something that they did, um, I don't think you're disciplining them anymore. That is abuse. I'm not like people be out here like calling their kids out their name and stuff like that. Like I think that's a little overboard. Like when I have kids, like I'm not gonna be calling my kids out their name. I'm not gonna be hitting them, being emotionally impulsive and hitting them. I think you like crossing the line when you do those type of things. But
Mm-hmm.
like I do personally believe, Akira, that when a child is young, I do believe in whipping them for discipline. Um, and when they get older, I don't even know how effective like taking things away from them is. I don't know how effective taking a phone
They
is.
get more affected by their phones being taken away than they get a whooping. I'm just gonna be honest.
You think so?
What? Yes. Kids love electronics. Electronics are kids' lives. Now,
Right.
back in the day when I was a kid,
We were outside.
we were outside. We didn't
Right.
care. We was on punishment. That's what it was called.
Right.
Their punishment now is their iPads being taken away,
Facts.
their cell phones being taken away. You feel me? So now it's way different. It's way different now. It ain't the same as it used to be. But somebody said this to me the other day. They said you have to start raising your child the way that the world is evolving. Start raising your child the way that the world is evolving. You can't raise your child based on how you were raised. It's not gonna be effective. The world is evolving every day, so that means you gotta parent the way that the world is evolving. So if you gotta discipline your child the best way you think it's gonna be effective, then by all means necessary, then yes. But that's I think we got off topic, Noble.
No, I mean this. I want to talk about Miss Kanai said so they don't love electronics. Um, they're just using them because their parents do not send them outside. But Miss Kanai, I'm old school. It works for me. But I think though, like today in 2023, like I mean, technology is just what it is. Like these kids not like playing outside like that anymore. Like these kids are on their tablet. They know how to use iPads. They know how to use my iPhone 13 Pro Max. Like that's what they do. Like you would that's why parents have to like set time limits on it and stuff for them because they will stay on it all day. These kids know how to go on the Apple store and buy games on your credit card. Like they know how to do all of that these days. But
Mm-hmm.
Akira, let me ask you this though. If you feel that taking, let's say taking a tablet away from a kid is gonna do more for them than a whooping would. Listen, my thing with the whole taking electronics away and stuff like that, Akira, is they know they're gonna get it back. They
Of
know they're gonna get
course.
it back.
Of course.
So I don't necessarily, me personally, I don't necessarily agree with that. Like, okay, they like, bro, especially as you get older, Akira, like they know, okay, like they about to take it away, you about to take it for a few days or whatever. If I act right, I'm gonna get it back early. Like I don't think taking the electronics really do it, unless you really gonna take it away for a minute. But
I feel like at the end of the day, it should. I don't want to. The way my kids the way I want to raise my kids is I don't want them depending on electronics anyway. I mean, just look at China. They send all their stuff over here. Their kids don't even know what a cell phone and the iPad is. They're sending all that stuff over here to our children, and our children are becoming tainted. I don't want that energy. But I mean, disciplining my child is yes, that's absolutely going to be effective in my household. But as far as me, physically abusing them, absolutely not. I would not take my emotions out on my child. Period.
But do you see someone whooping their child as them taking their emotions out on their child?
It depends on how they whipping them.
Okay.
Are you whooping them with anger? Are you whooping them by, you know what I'm saying, based on how
Right.
your day went?
Right.
How are you whipping them? Are you whooping them based on how you and your significant other got into it, and you can't whoop your significant other the way you whooping your child? See, and that's another conversation with a lot of people don't like to have. A lot of times, a lot of people take their emotions on out on their kids because they cannot take it out on their significant other. And that's why a lot of kids walk around angry and mad because they see that their significant other or their husband or their wives are treating them like trash, but they give them so many consequences and they take out the anger on them. Oh, that
Right. But I agree with you on that. That's why I said, if a parent is taking their if they're physically disciplining their child with emotion,
mm-hmm.
then I do believe that is a problem. You're not disciplining your child at that point. You are abusing your child. And
Absolutely.
if you are physically disciplining your child, you shouldn't be physically disciplining your child to the point where it looked like they, like, a slave owner just beat them or something. Like, it shouldn't be like that. But
So Noble, did you have webs and stuff on you when you got a whooping?
did I have
When you
what?
were a kid?
No, no,
Webs.
never.
So you got whooping with a belt or you got whooping with switches?
Shit, both.
Oh. I mean, I got whoopings with fly swatters, uh, whatever they could find. My mom even hit me with a frozen chicken before, but that's another story
A
for another.
frozen chicken?
Yeah,
Okay,
but
but do you think that was beneficial? Like, at 27 years old today, do you think that was needed? Do you think that helped you
you said it. How old?
at 27?
Oh, do I feel like that was beneficial?
Yes.
No, she whooped me because I dropped her. I dropped her pie in the oven. Her blackberry pie. That's why she whooped me.
So
That's
if
not that's
if you didn't receive those whoopings at 27 years old, hindsight 2020, what if you didn't receive any discipline at all, if you just literally got what they like to call a slap on the wrist and don't do that again, don't you think you would have done a lot of those same things? Don't you think you would have not learned anything from it?
yes. I could have.
Okay. Everyone's different, y'all. I believe, like I said, I'm thankful for the whoopings I got. um I don't know. I'm thankful for the whoopings I got. I think it did what it needed to do for me. Um, Noble failing to connect with black upbringing. What is black upbringing? Bad at hearts. I don't even know what that means.
So no, but how do you feel about children being in situations where they're not able to speak their truth when it comes down to what's happening by, in their household? Because a lot of times I hear the saying that whatever happens in this house stays in this house, and I feel like that's also another sign of another form of emotional abuse. Because if my
Uh,
child cannot express themselves,
Listen, I do believe that what happens in the home stays in the home. I don't believe in putting the family business outside. Um However, I mean, listen, if a child is feeling like they're getting um abused, um I mean, if it's that serious, I guess, they should probably say something. But I'll be honest with you, Akira, there's a lot of kids, Akira, that, like, bruh, they don't, like, a lot of kids are really rebellious. They're really, like, don't want to be disciplined. They don't want to be told what to do. And because this is not pertaining to my immediate family, and I'm not gonna go all into details, but um one of my little cousins, she went to school and said that like my auntie was like, doing her wrong, like and
Mhm.
CPS got involved.
Mhm. Mhm.
But that's not the case. That wasn't the case at all. She's and I love my little cousin, but she's one of those rebellious kids that does not want to be told what to do, that does not want to be disciplined. So now you going outside and you trying to make people look a certain way, but it's not because what you're saying is true. It's simply because you don't want to be disciplined. You're
Mhm.
you're a child, but you want to be in an adult's place. You want to be in your parents' place, and that's something that my parents always told my sisters and myself. Like, I'm your parent. You and I are not equals. I'm your parent and you are my child. Like, you know your place and you stay in your place. And they always told us it don't matter how old you get, how big you get. I am your parent.
Yep. Yep.
You honor thy mother and thy father. That's the type of parents that I have. Honor thy mother and thy father, so your days can be long. Like, that's the type of parents that I have. So that's the same way it's gonna be with me. Like, I'm gonna love you as my child, but like, no, you are my child. I am your parents. Like, we are not equals. Like, you're not gonna be talking. You're not gonna be disrespectful to me. You're not gonna be talking back to me. You're not gonna be doing anything disrespectful.
No,
And
but
this is what my
I
parents.
hate
This
your
this the
children.
last thing I'm gonna say. And I'm gonna get to you. This the last thing I'm gonna say. My parents always told us that as long as you are under this household, you are going to abide by our rules. And I mean, as like, being a young man today, that it only makes sense. Why are you trying to go against your parents? Why are you trying to go against the people that's taking care of you and providing for you? As long as you are under this household, as long as you are under this roof, you are going to abide by the rules that I have set forth for you. Like, that's where I'm at with it, Kira. That's where I'm at with it.
I mean, I get it. I totally understand, but what I don't understand is that when you're in a narcissistic household and you're being emotionally and mentally abused, a lot of kids don't even notice that they're being emotionally and mentally abused until they move out. I didn't know I didn't know that was a thing.
What? Okay,
So
I
so
want
so
you.
how do kids no. So how do kids protect their peace in instances like that?
But that's what I want to know, Kira. What do you personally? So we talked about. We agree on what we think physical abuse is. What do you personally see as emotional and mental abuse?
Talking down on your kids, calling
I
them
agree.
everything but a child of God, telling them that they'll never be something because they're not doing what you want them to do. A lot of parents like to live through their children.
Vicariously through their kids. That is a real
You feel what I'm
thing.
saying? A lot of people like to see their kids play sports because they weren't able to play
Oh
sports.
my
You know what
God!
I'm
Don't even
saying?
get me started.
And
Y'all
and,
need
and,
to
and
stop
it's
doing that too. Y'all need to
and it's
stop
and
doing
it's
that.
sad. And it's sad, but because a lot of times people don't even notice it, and then when they get in their adulthood, they're still affected by it because they were unable to speak about it because whatever happens in this house stays in this house. So that's why a lot of people are going into their adulthood still scarred because now they're understanding like, dang, I was emotionally and mentally abused my whole life. Didn't even know it. I'm like, that's right there. That right there alone is hurtful. That right there alone is hurtful. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. That's why a lot of adults are walking around here still trying to fix themselves because they finally realized like, dang, my mama and my daddy mentally and emotionally abused me, and now I gotta fix it as an adult. And that's the hard conversations people don't like to have, but that's the hard truth. But whatever happens in this house stays in this house, right? We can't go out here and have conversations about the things that we deal with and that go on inside our home because if so, then our families are gonna, what I'm saying, reject us, or what I'm saying, it's always being called a lie, but the truth is the truth. It is what it is. But like I said, whatever happens in this house stays in this house, right? I mean, I'm To be honest with you, I you know, a lot of people that because I see it happen all the time. I see it happen all the time. People be like, I just raised you how my mom and my dad raised me. That's not how you supposed to raise your children. You got hard love or you got that tough love or they cussed you out and called you everything but a child of God and they, you know what I'm saying, they mentally and emotionally abuse you. That does not mean that that's how you supposed to raise your children. Raise your kids how you want it to be raised or how you desire to be raised, not how you were raised. Because that's where the cycle begin. That's where the cycle continues. The cycle is going to continue all over and over again because it's never going to be able to be broken because that mentally and that emotional abuse is always going to have a play in how your child is, you know what I'm saying, mentally molded. And it becomes sad because a lot of times we always talk about, well, I'm tired of raising men, just like men come out here and they say, oh, I'm tired of raising women. And it's nothing that they can help because they didn't know any better. They didn't know they was being mentally and emotionally abused when they was in their teen or adolescent years. They didn't know that. They just now finding out about it because, like I said, we're being open to more resources now. So a lot of things that we thought was normal is not. It's turning out not to be normal. But a lot of people don't like to have those hard conversations because a lot of people like to say they're disciplining their children. When you're really not disciplining them, you're actually trying to live vicariously through them. And whenever they don't satisfy your image of what you have painted for them, that's when you get pissed off.
Right.
Come on now. Everybody don't want to play a sport. Everybody don't want to be, you know what I'm saying? Everybody don't want to be a cheerleader or a football player or a basketball player. Everybody don't want to do that. But we don't like to have those conversations because how it's painted is, oh, I want what's best for my child. Okay. No, you want what's best for you.
Right.
You want to have something to brag about.
Right.
You want to be able to, you know what I'm saying, brag about your son or your children doing something that they accomplished in school. Let them do whatever they desire to do. If they desire to play football, if they desire to play sports, whatever they let them do that. And it ain't even just about the sports. That's just the God honest truth.
No, but Kira, I've seen this like firsthand. Like, there's a lot of parents that like they literally live vicariously through their child, like their children.
Yes.
There's men that like he didn't make the basketball team in high school. So guess what? Ever since his son was 5, he had having his son in the gym every single day, right?
Right. And
She
how you
did
know that
she
child
she
want to
wasn't
play?
able she wasn't able to be a cheerleader. So she made sure she wasn't able to do ballet, she wasn't able to do gymnastics. Now she want her daughter to be the next Simone Biles. He want his son to be the next he want his son to be the next LeBron, like, and parents, y'all need to stop doing that. Like, y'all, it
That's
gets to the
because
point, Akira, it gets to the point where they even try to influence what their child like goes to school for. Oh, you going to school? Okay, go to school for this, that, or the third. No, let
yeah.
them go to school for what they want to do. Let them live their life. They're passionate about what they're passionate about. Stop trying to like, put your failure or what you didn't have an opportunity to do on your children. Stop trying to do that.
But you know what
To the
they do?
parents to hear.
They like to carry their children around like trophies. That be the problem. You want to carry a trophy around, but you're also damaging the trophy at the same time. Because whenever they're not doing nothing that you want them to do, that's when the mental and emotional abuse start. And that's when you start to compare them to you, and that's the problem. A lot of times people don't even realize it because I mean I get I'm a want to be proud of my child too, but I ain't gonna want to carry them around like a trophy for my own gain either. Whatever they do is gonna make me proud. However they hold on now.
No,
Hold on.
whatever they do that's positive is going to make you proud.
Right.
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 So if your son doesn't want to be a lawyer, if your son doesn't want to be an engineer, if your son doesn't want to work in finance, if he wants to do something else, as long as he's doing something positive and productive in
Yeah.
society, be happy for him. Stop
That's
trying
like
to.
that. That's like some of these mamas out here telling their daughters, "Oh, you need to marry you a doctor or a lawyer." Well, how you gonna tell me what I need to marry and you to marry the plumber? What? Like what? How you gonna tell me what's best for me? You gonna tell me I need to marry a doctor or a lawyer, and you married a janitor? That don't make no sense.
But Akira, that's living vicariously through the child. Like
Do they check exactly?
I married the janitor, I married the plumber. I don't want you to marry the plumber.
I'm just
Go marry
saying,
the
y'all.
lawyer.
That's the truth.
Go marry the finance guy. Go marry the engineer.
I'm just saying. That's the truth. It ain't no wrong with a janitor. It ain't no wrong with it. But you can't tell me what you think is best for me. How you gonna tell me what you think is best for me? What, like, where they do that at? Like, and a lot of times people, like I said, don't find a problem with that because a lot of times it's kind of like it's painted as if, oh, I want my child to be better than me. Okay, if you want your child to be better than you, then allow your child to be better than you by doing what they think is best for them. Period.
So, Kira, there's some people in the comments. So Green Bean said, but y'all don't think certain careers are like setting them up for failure? Now, Green Bean, listen, I'm not
Hold
saying
on, wait, hold on. Because I really do feel like the black culture do use military as a scapegoat in order for success for their children. I do feel like that. Because the first thing they do when they get discouraged about their child is, oh, we'll go to the military. Why is that the only thing that you feel like your child can do to be successful? But see, that's another conversation. I'm sorry. My bad. My bad. I ain't mean to open up those can of worms.
what I was gonna say though is Green Bean is I'm not saying that if a parent sees their child going left or if they see their child wants to be a part of something that they know they're not gonna be able to make a living doing, that they should let them just, go on and do that. The guidance is definitely needed. You should definitely tell your child, like, hey, in this world that we live in, these careers pay such and such. These careers are lucrative. These careers can possibly provide you certain type of X type of lifestyle. But even with that though, Green Bean, if they don't want to do that, like there are people out here, Green Bean, that they did what their parents told them to do. They did what they didn't do exactly what they wanted to do, what they were passionate about, and they don't last. Because listen, like we young out here, like you're not gonna do something for years upon end that you don't enjoy doing. You're not gonna last doing it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
People go through medical school, they go through residency, they hundreds of thousands, $1 million in debt, and guess what? They quit. People
Mm.
go to law school, getting hundreds of thousands of dollars debt, and guess what? They quit because that's not really what their passion is. That's not what they really wanted to do.
Mm.
What Miss Tasha say?
What
She
you
said,
talking about? She said they PTSD before they go into the military. The military is not the only place that causes PTSD. It's not even about the PTSD. I'm talking about they use it as a scapegoat for success when they feel like their child is not making them proud enough. That's what I'm talking about. I ain't say nothing about military being horrible or it's not a good career path. I never said that. I just said that a lot of people use that, you know what I'm saying, as a scapegoat to try to make themselves proud of their children. That's what I'm talking about. And they push them to the military. That's all I'm saying.
Miss Tasha, I know you have military experience, but I'll be honest with y'all. I'll be honest with y'all. When I was graduating college, the people that couldn't get into college or didn't plan on going to college, they said that like, oh, I'm about to go to the military. Like that's what
Exactly.
it's just.
That's the
I'm being
truth.
real. I'm being all the way real. That's what they said. They, oh, I'm about to go to the military. Like, no, and they wasn't going to the military either. But that's what they would just say because they wasn't. Like I said, they either couldn't get into college or they wasn't going to college. So like Akira says, like a scapegoat type of thing. Like, oh, I'm not going to school. I'm about to just go to the military. Like, exactly
Exactly.
what it.
Exactly. Like find you something else to do. Like do something else. Like why you always trying to go? You know what I'm saying? You need to go to the military. You sitting around here, you ain't doing nothing. Da da da. You like how you know they might want to do something else. You sitting around here, you ain't doing nothing with your life. You need to go to the military. baby, hit military ain't always got to be used as a scapegoat. Just ask your child questions. Maybe they don't want to. Maybe they want to do something else that they probably think that you probably ain't gonna be proud of for real. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Like
No, I'm being honest
I
too.
done seen some parents like really had to get, you know what I'm saying, had to get sat down by their children and tell them, hey, I don't want to go to college. I want to be a gamer. Like I know I know a lot of kids that are in the gaming league and they're
Right,
making 100K.
right.
Like just by playing a game, but a lot of people don't look at it like that because a lot of people don't educate themselves with other career paths outside of what they already know. Like it's a lot of money out here, y'all. Like I'm just gonna be real with you. It's a lot of money out here.
In
Like it's a lot of
2023,
money that's to be made.
sure. In 2023, but yeah, I'm being honest with y'all. Like all the people and them niggas did not go to the military. Them niggas did not go to the army. Y'all know, look, y'all know in high school, I'm sure a lot of y'all, at least I think most of you graduated high school. Y'all know like senior year and stuff when they be coming to your school and they be sitting out by the lunchroom and they like there's like one or two times throughout the year where they come to your class and tell you about, you know, the benefits that they offer and everything that comes with being in the army or the military. Like them niggas did not go to the army or the military.
Absolutely not.
Them niggas, bro, them niggas, I don't know. I don't know. Some niggas tried to be dope boys. Some of them ain't no telling. I don't know where they at or what they doing today. But yeah. But shout out to everybody in the military though. Shout out to everybody that's really, you know, went to the military. Thank you for your services. Shout out to everybody that's doing their thing. But um I agree with Akira though, man. That it do be a scapegoat type of thing. Like,
Yeah, like it's scary because a lot of times people don't even understand. Like you pushing your child to the military and you're not doing anything, but some people come out with all type of issues in the military. I didn't heard some stories. Like people I didn't heard some stuff.
bro, I'm not with it. Akira, like, listen, my uncle, my uncle did how many? I don't know if they call them tours.
Mm-hmm.
This is a man that went to war like I don't know 4 or 5 times. And
Mm-hmm.
this man, like you know, he's done now, but he's at a point now to like this man is like still taking like 3 minute showers, um, you know, like in public and stuff.
You
Like
still he still take what?
3 4 minute showers.
Oh.
Like, look, like if I like, like if this man was on this live stream right now, he'd step away and tell y'all I'm going to take a shower, and like he'll be gone for like 3 or 4 minutes.
And he'll be right back.
Yes. I'm like, yo, dog, like, bro, you not in that setting no more. Like, you're not living like that anymore. But like, I don't know, bro. You and I never experienced that type of life before. So I can only imagine the type of, you know, effects that it can have on you. But I even know another woman, like, she got PTSD. I asked her personally, I'm like, do you think I'm even with all the benefits and stuff like that, like, do you really think it was worth it? Do you really think it was worth, like, you know, with everything that you have now, do you really think it was ultimately worth it to have to like subject yourself to all of that? I personally don't think it's worth it.
Me neither. Yeah, I don't feel like it's worth it either. Because if I'm going to the military, a lot of times, a lot of people don't understand is like I said, you signing up for stuff you don't even know that a lot of people don't even be ready for. Don't nobody be don't everybody don't be ready for that.
He institutionalized for real. I don't want PTSD. I don't want insomnia. I don't want anything that could possibly come with you know, all that stuff. Like, bro, it's not worth it, bro. To me personally, it's not worth it.
Right.
I bet like the check, like, nah.
Yeah. You got another question for me, Noble?
I don't care. I appreciate you for coming on here. Y'all make sure that y'all following Akira. If y'all want, she don't do the same type of thing I do. She don't do the same type of content that I do.
Oh no, I don't. I'm
If
already
y'all
telling y'all
want the
right now.
real, if y'all want the real, y'all make sure y'all follow her. Her and I are gonna be doing a collaboration on her platform in the coming weeks. You know, sometime this month. We gonna have some conversation. You know, we gonna do a stream for YouTube. I'm gonna bring her into my world.
We need to
Y'all
do we
make
need
sure
to
y'all
do a
follow her.
Valentine's Day special since we're talking about relationships.
That would be a good idea.
Yeah, we need to knock some tables over.
Yeah, we could set that up. Yeah, you know what? You know what? Between tomorrow and
Monday.
Tuesday, yeah, Monday, I'm a because like I said, we didn't even touch on a lot of stuff. Like I said, I took my mom to dinner,
Yeah,
but
so let's
there's
save
a
it.
lot of different stuff we got to touch on, and yeah, Valentine's Day will be a good day to do it too. That's a good
Let's do
idea.
it. Listen, a lot of people gonna get mad too.
Yeah, I know that would be a good day to get people mad too. Shit, a lot of them not gonna have a Valentine's anyway. Look, I'm
Yeah,
gonna say
they gonna be sitting at home watching us like, dang, I ain't never this. Ain't never, I ain't. I thought my life was normal. I thought my love life was normal. Oh, your love life is trash.
no, Akira, for real. No, for real. It's like they not gonna have a Valentine. They ain't like I was on. Look, I told Akira I was on her platform earlier on my backup page. I was telling them like, guys, do y'all want like bring Kira into my world? And then I was like, we can set it up. And then we started talking about some stuff, and I started saying some things. And there was some woman like, oh, he hurt. He been rejected. Yeah, and look. Wait till Tuesday comes.
Yeah,
That's
they
why. That's why
gonna hate.
your ass don't got. That's why your ass don't got no Valentine. And you here watching me telling me. You here watching me tell you about yourself. Now
Listen,
what?
no, but they gonna hate both of us.
Look. I took my mom to dinner tonight and gave her $300.
Oh,
Y'all, you woman, you
let me
woman,
hold $1.
you woman don't got nobody taking you out for Valentine's Day this year, and you don't got nobody giving you money. You don't got no
Where you
Valentine.
take her to? Olive Garden.
No, I took her to hell no, I ain't take her to Olive Garden. I ain't been to Olive Garden since like when's the last time, bro? I can't even remember. The last time I've
Hold
been
up,
to
don't sleep
Olive
on Olive
Garden was
Garden.
like 2019.
Okay, don't sleep on it though. You ain't got to do all that.
No, I'm not trying to shit on Olive Garden. I
See,
haven't been.
you're supposed
Y'all
to
be
get
eating. When's
money.
the last time y'all had Olive Garden in this chat?
I mean, I ain't had it in a while, but don't do that. You know, people like a
No, I ain't trying to shout out to Olive Garden. You know they be having the
why?
the
Why do
uh, the
people like? Why?
breadsticks and the
Yeah, why do
salad.
people like? Why do people like Italian food on Valentine's Day?
Do people like Italian food on Valentine's Day?
Yeah, that's what people be eating. Olive Garden be packed.
Mm,
Line be wrapped around outside and stuff.
y'all wouldn't know. I never went to Olive Garden on Valentine's Day. And I haven't been there for a while either. 10 years or
Where
so.
you
That's what I'm
where you
talking.
take your mama to though?
I took her to some Asian restaurant some Asian restaurant she wanted to go to
Oh, okay, Asian food.
because
Alright.
I'm working at least 60 hours a week these days. And I was like, today is the Super Bowl. And I was like, I gotta like do some content today. And I was like, I'm busy during the week with work. So I'm like, to this evening, like today, like I worked like 7 hours today. I was like, today is the only day that I'm really gonna have like time to like spend with you. So yeah, I took her out to dinner and I gave her $300. Like I said, guys, watch, be there this Tuesday. Me and Akira, listen, we look. I'm gonna hit up Akira. I'm gonna come up with some topics because we didn't touch on a lot of stuff. And shit, one of the topics is gonna be like, why don't you have a Valentine? Why haven't you had a Valentine for X years? Why didn't nobody tell you Happy Valentine's Day this year? But you've been getting used and abused though, right?
See,
Your
no,
your
you
your
got to
coochie
start some.
your
I'm
coochie
about to drop
your
down.
your coochie your coochie been getting ran through though.
All
But you
right,
ain't
bye,
get you
y'all.
nobody sent you. All right, bye, Kira. Yeah, let me talk about it. We go, Kira. I'm gonna hit you up.